Man, this is weird. I haven't recorded in my office in a little bit. Let's see how this goes though. So, if you haven't been living under a rock, you already know that Streamlight has their new light out, the TLR7X and TLR7X USB. Streamlight was kind enough to send this TLR7X USB out for the channel to go ahead and review, so big thank you to Streamlight for that. So while Streamlight did go ahead and send this light out to me, you guys know how I do. I like to do things as unbiased and honest as humanly possible. That being said, to be perfectly honest, there's not a lot to review here. I guess I could say this is really more of a demonstration and explanation of what the TLR7X is and how it works compared to the TLR7A, which it's actually replacing. I've seen a lot of comments online, a lot of questions, so I said, you know what, I've got to get one of these in here and do a video. So here is the TLR7X, here is the TLR7A. You notice they basically look the same. That's because essentially they are the same. The 7X is replacing the 7A. The light body itself is the same, you just have a different logo on it. As a side note, yes, there are still some TLR7As out there in places like Amazon. I don't know if Optics Planet still has any. I think I saw some still available at Palmetto State Armory. I can tell you that a lot of the ones that are available right now on Amazon are knockoffs. And I gotta say, stop buying firearm stuff on Amazon. Amazon hates us. They hate the 2A community. Stop supporting them when it comes to purchasing firearm stuff because 99% of that stuff is cheap knockoffs. There are much better places to buy all of this stuff from. For instance, my first stop for firearms accessories like lights, lasers, optics, doodads, gizmos, whatnots, you guessed it, Optics Planet. And don't forget to use 360TS at checkout. If you're going to buy accessories for your firearms, you might as well buy them through Optics Planet. You might as well get a discount and at least know that what you're buying is the real deal and not some knockoff. Anyways, when the supply of TLR7As runs out, that's it, no more. After that, we are on to the TLR7X, which I'm actually pretty happy about. If you have a holster that fits your TLR7A, like this Mechanitech Talon I have here, it is also going to be compatible with the TLR7X because the light body is exactly the same. No need to buy a new holster, which is great. So that answers one of the primary questions that I see online. The next one that I see quite often is in regard to the 7X versus the 7X USB. You have a 7X and you have a 7X USB, and here's what that means. They're both the same. When you buy the 7X USB model, the 7X USB actually comes with a rechargeable battery that plugs into a, whatever it is, USB-C plug. Same exact light, it has a different battery. So the rechargeable battery has a USB-C slot built into it so that you can go ahead and remove it from the light and then go ahead and plug it in to charge it. It has a little light indicator on it to let you know that it's charging, and when it's done, it charges fairly fast, but I'm going to be perfectly honest here, it is a very inconvenient design for a rechargeable battery. Sure, it is better than a non-rechargeable battery, and yeah, it's better than, you know, designing the light so that it has a USB-C slot built into the side where you plug it in. But we live in a time where wireless charging is on basically everything. Even the cheapest of weapon lights uses a magnetic style charger. I kind of wished that Streamlight would have added a magnetic charger to the TLR7 and just made it the TLR7X and just all of them be with magnetic charging. Actually, if we're being totally honest here, I think the entire Streamlight lineup should have magnetic charging built into it. Not just the TLR7X, but also the 7 Sub, the TLR1HL, all their handhelds, their rifle mounted lights. that's kind of where we are in the progression of, technology and electronics. I am sure that down the road, that's probably a move that will be made. But right now, this is what we have. We have a removable battery that's rechargeable through a USB-C port. Now at this point, you're probably asking yourself, okay, it's the same light. It's a new name. They've got a new branding on the side of the housing. Sure, there's an option for a rechargeable battery. Why would I upgrade from my TLR7A into the new TLR7X or XUSB? Why are we even rebranding this thing and having this discussion? Yes, both of these lights are the same 500 lumens. I'm going to try to get some low light footage to be able to show you the difference between the two. I'm going to apologize now if this doesn't work out. I'm not really set up for night filming, but the difference is in the throw or candela. You can definitely tell a difference. Let's see if we can go ahead and successfully show you the difference between the two lights. Roll that low budget grainy film, please. Here we have the TLR7A. It's fairly bright. The light isn't real intense. It almost seems to have a little yellowing around the outside. Now here's the TLR7X, and as you can see, the beam is quite a bit more intense. Both of these lights are 500 lumens, but the 7X seems like it's got a more concentrated beam. Let's take this out to my living room so I have a little bit better surface to show these lights on. So on the right we have the TLR7A, and on the left is the TLR7X. As you can see, there's a big difference between the two lights. I'm in my living room here, and there's just a little bit of ambient light coming from the hallway back behind me, but the 7X is clearly a better light source than the 7A. The quality of the light beam on the TLR7X is better. I get a much better idea of what it is that I'm looking at in various lighting conditions with the TLR7X than I can with the TLR7A. So look, if you're sitting at home and you're wondering what the deal is with the TLR7X, now you know. If you're trying to decide whether or not the TLR7X or the TLR7 sub is right for you, well, that's a whole different conversation, because the sub is not necessarily made for guns like the Hellcat Pro. That's going to be dependent on what firearm you're trying to put it on. As far as the TLR7X goes, I'm happy with the advancements that go into this light. I think that it's a better light than the TLR7A, and I've really liked the TLR7A since I got it a couple years ago. Not only is the TLR7A the perfect fit for the Hellcat Pro, but it's been a solid light. I haven't had any problems with it whatsoever. Mind you, I'm not doing a lot of low light courses or anything like that. I don't really have anywhere locally to do that, but I think that the TLR7A has been a great light. I think that the TLR7X is a welcome addition to the Streamlight family. If I were in a position right now where I had a firearm the size of the Hellcat Pro, and I were shopping for a light, and I had the TLR7A, the TLR7X, and the TLR7 sub, 100% hands down, I would choose the TLR7X first and foremost. Now, would I spend the money to upgrade from my 7A into the 7X? I don't know that I would. The 7A still works really well. If you already have one, you may want to just hold on to it for now until later on if you have an issue with it, or if you buy a new firearm, then it makes sense. Although if you're like me and you're the type of person that just buys way more firearm related accessories than any one person really should, you're probably going to buy it either way. I'll tell you this much though. I have two Hellcat Pros. One is my daily carry Hellcat Pro. The other one is kind of like my backup test gun. Right now the 7X is on my backup Hellcat Pro. It's going to come off of here and I'm going to put it on my full-time carry gun, because it's just that much better. Okay, that's it for today, guys. I hope that helped a little bit for any of the questions that you may have about the 7A versus 7X. Remember to go down in that description, and I'm going to have a couple of links down there for the best pricing on these lights, as well as discount codes. That's it today. Good to see you. I'll see you back here real soon.